Hello guys, this is creaturerumble devlog update number 4. I've got quite a few big things that I've worked on in these last 6 weeks that I'm pretty excited to show, and I'm sure you can already tell by just this screen here that there's some polishing done. So to start, I'll just talk about some overall performance boosts. Basically, nothing too interesting. I just got the FPS to go from around, it was sitting at like 35 to 50 frames. Now it's up to about 75 to 100 frames per second. So, and that's in editor. So performance overall has just been has gotten a lot better. And then this new menu map is new as well. This is going to be next to final. It's pretty close, and it kind of just gives me the overall feel of what I'm looking for Creature Rumble. Another thing, this is pretty small, but I updated the achievements page to now show creatures can now get multiple trophies. So when you have them in here, some creatures, like you can see here, this one's got 3, this one's got 14. It just depends with how many maps you beat with them. And then I also added a little information tab that shows what each achievement does. Now going into the transitions, this is the first one. So the book opens up, you go into it, and then you come out to the table map. This is also new. This whole map table, campaign map, has been completely overhauled as well. I'll also go back as well. You can see that. So I've worked on a lot of the transitions going in and out of maps, and I think they look pretty good for now. I'm still trying to figure out what I can replace the black screen with, but that'll probably be worked on in the next devlog. But basically, for starters here on the campaign map, the biggest change has been this, the whole area here. I got an artist to make this custom model, which I think looks pretty good, and it looks pretty clean as well. And then also you might be able to tell the connections between the nodes look a little bit different. So basically now they're dotted lines, which I think fits the feel of the art pretty good. And then when they're beaten, they're white, so you can go across them. And then when it's like this kind of black see-through, that means that you haven't unlocked the node yet. And then I also needed a way to know what nodes were beaten, and that's what these rock circles are. So before, you wouldn't have been able to tell which ones are just unlocked or actually unlocked and beaten. So now each node has a unique circle of rocks that makes sense for the type of node they are. So the ocean's got its rocks, desert's got rocks here, and then grassland has its set of rocks here as well. On top of just the map being different, I also completely redid the endless map, which this is pretty cool. When you go in, you might notice that there are some defeated nodes here. Ignore these few ones that are in the dark, those are test purposes. But basically, depending on how many zones you have unlocked, so if we look at our map info here, we have 2 unlocked, these 2, that's where you can play endless tiles. So you can click generate new region, and then you can pick the difficulty, so easy, normal, hard, or extreme, and you unlock these as you beat the one before. So if you hadn't beaten an easy map yet, all 3 of these would be locked. So we'll go with a normal one, and then you can generate the map difficulty. This little animation plays, and it picks a region. So we got tundra, which was actually the lowest chance of getting because it's just a little spot up here. But then it basically gets a new location where that tundra would be on the map, which is right up here. It plots it on this map, and then sure enough, that node is there, and you can go into it and play it. So this is pretty cool. Spent a lot of time having to map out 2D to 3D locations, but I'm happy to say that it works, and it works pretty well. And then once you defeat this, you can then generate a new node, and it'll go anywhere on the map. So kind of the thought process of this is to be able to have a way to play the game endlessly, even if you beat the entire campaign map. And this can fill up infinitely. So you could have someone that would just do 1,000 different nodes. And the save files also, it really doesn't add anything. I think it's 1 kilobyte. So it scales very high. So now going into an actual node, I have a similar transition as the ones before where it fades to black, and then you come out unfading. And then you get to the battle map. One of the new things of the maps is a new power-up button. So the art isn't here, but the functionality is. So whereas before they would spawn in in 3D here, I wanted to go with a menu screen setup, just so it's simpler. And you basically can check out the info of each power-up. Spin this around a little bit, shows what the power-up does. And so this is just an easy way to show kind of what power-ups you have equipped and what they do. And that's up here. And then if you don't have any power-ups, the button just doesn't show up. The next big thing, which this actually was pretty easy to set up, but I'm really, really happy with it, is I've got shiny creatures now. So basically you can probably tell there's a little star up here. What that means is obviously the creature's shiny. If the star isn't there, creature's not shiny. And of course with the different art and stuff, it'll actually be look good, just placement art for now. But the way that the 3D models are set up is they all use one material. So not only are the creatures like shiny with a little star here, they also look different in their 3D models. So this is a shiny jungle, or the Lobo Wolf right now, because the model's not finished yet for the Jungle King. But this is a shiny Lobo Wolf. You can see it's metallic-y, it's got some blue here instead of red. And then if we were to go and check like in the creature decks, which these just show non-shiny versions, if we were to go to the Lobo Wolf, this is what it looks like, not shiny. And that's for every creature too, so we can kind of show on the Bone Dinosaur, this is it, not shiny. And then if we go to the deck and go into the Bone Dinosaur here, this is its shiny variant. And then also, this is a minor change, the dinosaurs now scale to their height and weight multipliers in the genome. So this will show in the battles as well, but basically depending on how big or small their genes say they are, that scales the size of them in their 3D models. The next big thing that I've set up is a new upgrade section. So I overhauled how upgrades worked. Before it was pretty simple. You could only upgrade cards that were equipped. I changed that, so now you can have the ability to see all the cards that you have unlocked. And then there's special rules to upgrade cards, which I added a nice little info tab up here. So for each rank, you need to be five levels ahead of the previous rank, and you must have enough runes in order to actually upgrade the creature. So we'll go with we'll actually go with the Bonosaur here. He'll be unique, and remember that he's a 2 health, 4 attack, and this is the animation. Pretty happy with it. It looks pretty good. Shakes, spins, and then this fades in. So yeah, basically he got 1 health and 1 attack from that. He grew a little bit taller and gained about 25 pounds. So then each time you upgrade a creature, they get a little bit bigger, and their health and attack will be boosted. And then you can tell as well that their rank shows up here by this little number, shows what rank they are. The next big thing that I added was in the battles actually, and I'll just show a whole battle here, just so people can kind of see what a battle looks like. And I'm pretty happy with it. So depending on the rarity of the creature, these animations are actually colored to that. So you can notice purple is the purple, and then yellow is yellow. This guy's a legendary. He's got the wrong card border, but it'll show on the next creature that pops up. So then for this creature, I'll send in the new Bone Dinosaur that we just upgraded, and as you can tell, that it's gray, where this one is blue. Same with the waves. And yeah, so that's set to each different rarity. So depending on the rarity of the creature, it'll be a different color. And I'll show a couple more battles here. I just have purple and gray because that's what I have equipped. But yeah, here, this one's a legendary. Comes out as yellow, and then goes back down. So I'm pretty happy with this. Other than this has been all the major changes I've worked on. So a lot of polishing. There's still a lot of work to be done, but I'm getting closer to having all the systems in place and then just needing to polish. I will also show at the end of this battle some pretty cool new animations for some new creatures that have been made, and then some new 3D models that have been made too, just to kind of show off some of the progress the artists have done and how that looks. So here's also to show some of the new art that's been made with the 3D animations and the 3D creatures. These are all done really well. Right here is the World War I T-Rex. Really like how the gun comes out. And I'll basically be quiet and just kind of scroll through these. So if you want to watch, feel free to stay. If not, you just skip to the end. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and as always, if you have any advice or questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll try to have another devlog out in probably another six weeks, maybe a little bit longer, but yeah, things are coming along really well, and if you have any things that you think you could help work on as well watching this, just feel free to email creaturerumble. I'm always looking for 3D modelers, 3D artists, animators specifically right now. But yeah, thank you for watching.